Hello friends, in today's video we are going to be looking at one of the new controls in Xamarin.Forms called Expander, and we are going to use that control to design this view that we have here. So we have a prototype here that we're going to follow using Adobe XD to design this. So let me just play this and see how it looks like. This is how the prototype looks like. I'm using this is all from Adobe XD. So when you click on this, you have the expanded view. You click on it, you have a collapsed view. So this is the only one I've wired. And if you look at the emulator, this is how the final version is going to look like. If you click on this, it's expanded. You click on this, expanded. You click on it, collapsed again. All right. So if you would like to see how this is done, continue to watch this video as I'll show you how to implement this. And before we continue, if this is your first time here on this channel, we are committed to show you how to design good looking mobile applications using Xamarin.Forms, and we also discuss strategies to be a good mobile app developer. If that interests you, I would like you to subscribe now by clicking on that subscribe button and click on the notification icon so that when we upload future videos, you'll be notified. Alright, without wasting time, let's get started. So this is Visual Studio 2019. I'm going to create a new project. The Xamarin.Forms mobile app. And I'm going to name this Agenda Hub. I'm going to create a blank template. Alright, now that we have this, the first thing I'm going to do is to install a plugin. I want to install plugin called Pancake View. I'm going to install it in all of the projects. And the next thing I'm going to do is to make sure that Xamarin.Forms is updated to the latest version. Alright. Now that is done, let's look at how to design our page. So we have a main page here. I'm going to remove this as I'm not going to be needing it. Okay, so checking our prototype, let's see here. Checking our prototype here, you can see at this top we have like we have a header here, and also we have this date column. So looking at our entire page, you can see that our page can be divided into 3 rows. The first one is takes this first part, and the second row is going to take this date part, that's the start date and the end date, and the last row is going to take our collection view. It's going to contain the list of the agenda. All right. So all we need to start with is a grid, and our grid is going to have 3 rows. Okay, so we have a grid with 3 rows. So we'll set the background color. I will set the row spacing and horizontal vertical spacing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to see if I can use auto reload to show some of these things, as I've been requested to do it. A lot of people have been asking if I can use auto reload to show the progress. So I'll try to do that in this video. Okay, so running this now, you can see that we have our page, and we have the background color set to off-white. And what I'm going to do is let me set this to always be on top, so that it will just stay right on top here. Okay, so as you can see, I have the emulator on the right side here, It's going to show us the progress as we go. All right, so we have main grid divided into 3. So the next thing is the top bar, the top portion of our screen, and that top portion contains a. Let's look at it. The top portion contains a stack layout with these two labels. All right, so we have a grid, and inside that grid we have a stack layout with these two labels. Okay, so we have this grid, and this grid is going to be on the first row. And if you look at our first row, it's set to 180. That's the height of the top portion of the page. So, and then we set the background property, and inside the grid we have a stack layout. The stack layout contains two labels, and one, I have a label with a formatted string here separating the .NET and the com. And the beauty of that is, if you want to change the fonts of these two texts, just like we have in this view, you can see that this is bold and this is not. So right here we can say font attributes for this and set it to bold. Alright, so let's save this and see what our view looks like with auto reload. Okay, the bold has changed our properties. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the font size manually here and save. Okay, so setting this to bold overrides the font size here, so I have to set it manually right at this stage. So as you can see, you have a part of a portion of this text bold, and you have the next portion that is not bold. All right, so that's for our top portion there. The next thing now is the date, the start date and the end date. And for that, we're going to make use of a pancake view. I'll go with a shadow. Then right inside the pancake view, we're going to have a grid, and the grid is going to be divided into 2 columns. Inside each of the columns, we're going to have a stack layout that holds the dates. And this same grid here, we have 2 rows. So the date portion will be in the first row, while the let me see if you can see, while this part here that's showing start and end is going to be in the second row. All right, so right in the second row of this parent grid, we're going to have a pancake view. So we have a pancake view. Let's resolve this namespace, and it's in the second row, that is index 1, and we have horizontal property set to center. Inside the pancake view, we have a grid. Let me collapse the grid. So you have a grid, and that grid has 2 columns and 2 rows, just like I explained. And the first column rather, we have this box view, and the color is set to this teal green. And we have another box view, and the color is white. is going to be in the second column of this grid. Then in the first column and first row, we have this start layout that talks about the start date, and the second column and first row, we have this start layout that talks about the end date. And we now have a box view to show the line from start to end, and the width is 73. We're making it to span two columns, and we're setting it to center so that it can have that effect from start to finish. Then what indicates our circle is the pancake view that has height request of 7, width request of 7, and corner radius of 3.5. Has the border color of this and a margin of 7. And also we have the same another pancake view of the same property but different color for the end date. So let's save this so that we can see what we're talking about. So as you can see, we have it here. This pancake view, the top margin is set to -40, so I can push it up at -40. That is half of this, because the height request of a pancake view is actually 80, so we are pushing it up half of the height. So this is the pancake view for start, that is this one here, and this right here is the pancake view showing the end dot, and this box view is the line. This box view is a line that is showing from start to end. Alright, so the next thing is to now work on the collection view that's going to house the list of the agenda. Let me see if I can collapse this so that we can have enough screen space. Alright, so let's start with a collection view, and the collection view, let me zoom up, let me scroll up. Collection view has margin. We set the selection mode to none and the item source to my agenda, which is going to be from our code. Then right here, I want to set some properties. Want to set the header. So the header is going to be, we'll have a label, and the label will say my agenda, just like we have in our prototype. Then want to set the items layout of our collection view right here. So we are setting it to a linear items layout, and the orientation rather is vertical, and we are giving it a spacing of 20. So it's going to have a spacing of 20 on the vertical layout. Then the next thing now is to indicate our data template. So we're going to have something like collection view, item template. I'm going to set the data template. Now, our data template is going to start with a pancake view, because we want to make use of the shadow property. So let's start with a pancake view, and let's close this. And right inside the pancake view, we're going to have a grid. If you look at our design here, we want to have a grid, the parent grid. We're going to start with the parent grid, and that grid will be divided into two columns. The first column is going to take this color bar, the color indicator, and the other column is going to take the rest of this information. And we are doing this so that by the time the view is expanding, we want this color indicator to also expand with it. So that's why we're putting it in the parent container. So as the container expands, we want this to also expand with it. So we're going to have a grid. So we're going to have a grid with 2 columns, and the first column will house a box view, and the box view, we're going to set a background property. We are binding it to the color that will be coming from our code, will be coming from this list of agenda, so that each of the item can have different colors. Then the next thing we want to now do is to make use of the expander view, the expander layout. So, or expander view, whichever I want to call it, it's a view and it's a layout. It's a layout control. So we have expander. Now, this is how expander works. For expander, you have 2 portions of your expander. You have the header and you have the content. So looking at this view, the header is from here to this part. This is the header, and the header is what is going to show immediately. That's what you'll be seeing. That's what is going to be showing in the collapsed view. When the header is what's going to be showing when the expander is in collapsed mode. The content is what you are going to show when it's expanded. So this portion here is going to be the content. So now looking at this, we want to use the same type of layout for both our header and the content, because looking at it, they follow the same view. The only difference is that at this part here, we don't have any content. Well, at the header here, we have a content here, we have content here, and also we have this content right here. I want to do it such that by the time we are expanding, we want this line to look as if it's a continuous line, even though there's going to be 2 different lines. But because the view is going to look the same, it's going to look like a continuous line. So now to do that, we need to make use of the expander. So let's put our expander in the second column. Remember, our first column is this box view, that is the color indicator. Then the second column is our expander. If I save this now, I'm not going to see any difference until I'm binding to the list view. But let me just save and save. As you can see, it looks as if this this actually refreshed, but we can't see any content here. So we can't see content of our collection view until we finally bind item to it. So I'm going to maximize this so that we can see, can have enough screen real estate. So to use header, we're going to do expander.header, and in the header we have this view. Looking at it, we have a grid. The grid has 3 columns. So let me just show you 3 columns. The first column, the second column. The first column is this state, the second column is this line, and third column is this. So we have the first column that has the date. We're binding date. The date property is coming from my agenda list here. So we have the date. We are picking out only the current day, and we have the month here. So it's also coming from our date property right here. Let me expand this so you can see what is up to the screen. All right, so that is what is in the first column. The second column is our box view. And the box view is with request of 1. Give it a color so that it can stretch down. We say the vertical option is fill and expand. Then the third column is the topic of the day and the duration. All right. So in our content, so I think we don't need to say explainer.content. You can just paste our content information right here. You can put your content information right after the header, and that is what's going to expand when you expand. That's what's going to show when you expand the expander. And for this, it is similar to this grid. The only difference is that we don't have any content in the first column, even though we've indicated that we need the first column. So we want it to be empty. So, but the second column has a box view, the same type of box view that we have up here. And also, we now have in the third column, we have a stack layout that contains this label that says speakers. And right inside, we now have another stack layout. And in that stack layout, because we're going to have multiple speakers, so we want to treat it as a list. I'm not using a collection view in this case. I'm using a stack layout, but I'm using the bindable layout of the stack layout to populate this item. So our data template says the time, the name of the speaker. So it's going to have a list that contains the time and the name of the speaker, the time and name of the speaker. So if you have two speakers, so you have time and the name for the two speakers. If you have more speakers for that day, we have a list of the time and the speakers for that particular day. So that is what defines our page. All right, so if I run this now, let's see what we have. Okay, so running this program, we can see that we do not have any item, so we have to do that in our code behind. All right, so let's go ahead and do that quickly. So in the code behind right here, we're going to have the first thing I want to do is to set the binding context of this page and set it to itself. So it's going to take the property out of this page, and I need a property called my agenda right here. So it's an observable collection, and it takes agenda object of type agenda. So I need this class here. So I'm going to create the class right outside here, just to be brief. And right now, agenda, you can see we have topic, we have duration, we have date. Then we have lists, we have observable collection of speakers. So we need this speaker class. And so that class is the speaker class is going to have two properties, the time and the name of the speaker. All right, now that we have this, we are already saying that the agenda property should get its information from a method called getAgenda. So I want to simulate I have a method here that returns data. So normally this kind of information will probably come from a database or come from a remote server. So what I've just done is to create a bunch of data here to simulate something that is coming from a remote server. So now that we have this, let's run our project and see what we have. Okay, so if you try to run this project, you're going to get this error saying the class, property, or method you're attempting to use Expander is part of Expander. To use it, you must opt in by calling this forms or set flag before calling forms init. So the reason why we are having this error is because this the Expander is still in experimental stage, so we have to set the flag in all the projects that we are calling it from. So what I'm just going to do is to set it in the main activity .cs. Since I'm using the Android, if you're using iOS, you have to do that in the app delegate. Then also, before coming back, I'll also undo the default blue color here so that we have a nice view. Alright, so let me stop this, and in our main activity .cs, right before initializing Xamarin.Forms, we're going to set the experimental flag here. So we're going to add this to your code. By the time this is out of experiment, you won't have to add this to your main activity or to your app delegate. All right. So the last thing I said I wanted to do is to set the color of the to change the color of the default header. Right, so I'm going to do that right in the resources, values, styles. I'm going to change these two colors to this equivalent, and that should do. I'm going to close this and close this. Let's save. Alright, so let's run this now and see. So you see our default color has changed from blue to the color that we want. Yes, now we have our view populated. Can scroll, or is a collection view. If you click on this, expands. If you click on it again, it collapses. Expand, collapse. So you can expand and collapse. Now you see that we have different colors here. So that is how you use Expander in Xamarin.Forms. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. This helps the channel and also helps the YouTube algorithm to pick up this video and show to more people. So kindly give this a thumbs up. And also, what challenges are you currently facing in Xamarin.Forms? Please put that in a comment below and I will be there to respond. Alright, and before you go, I would like you to watch these other two videos. They will be very helpful. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next video.